So, you know, Dark Mount, being able to fly is truly cool. But through alchemy, Ed can kind of do stuff like that. Like he can go. Remember when they were kind of like flying in the movie and stuff? Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would make his hand into a blade and stuff. That's kind of cool. I would probably go with the alchemy thing. Yes. Yes.
I heard so much about there being a Risible Rangers and Miniskirt Army Dodge today.
I had heard that as well, but I don't know the veracity of the rumor. Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces of it. Hey, we're always happy to pound the Miniskirt Army into the ground. You know? Ain't nothing for the Rangers. That's nothing but a light snack. You know what I mean? And so we'd be happy to do it if it's possible. Yes.
Dark or Tamaki?
Ooh, a host-off. Well, personally, I think that Tamaki would probably beg Dark to become a host. Because, you know, he's just got that flair. But then I think there would be a little bit of a rivalry, don't you think? Although Tamaki does have the skills. I mean, he's been doing it. He's kind of a natural at it. That would be a good one. Until, of course, Dark took one of the girls on a flying trip, and then they would be like, Tamaki who? I love you, Dark. Yes. Wow, what character do you relate to most and why? Well, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago at an event that I really, I have a strong connection to Ed in the relationship with his father. Or I should say, lack of relationship with his father. So when an actor plays a role, they kind of look for something about the character that they can identify with. That makes them feel a greater connection to the character, that makes them do a better job if they can draw from something in their own lives. And for me, you know, Ed was so bitter about his dad taking off, and my situation is somewhat similar there. So that was something I didn't have a very hard time playing in Full Metal. But if I had to pick one character that I feel like seems most like me, I would probably pick a character from a show that a lot of you don't even probably know. It's a show called Princess Nine.
Tofu!
And the character is, oh my gosh, it just went right on my head. Hiroki Takasugi. He's this guy, and he plays baseball. He's the star baseball player on this team, and the show is about a girls' baseball team. And he is in love with the girl that's the pitcher, that's the main character of the show. And I don't know, there was something I really loved about Hiroki. And then, of course, I do feel a little bit of Kurtz Weber in me. Not the pervy part, but I don't know, there's something about him I ever really like. Yes, you were the extremely small man.
This was a project on YouTube. They were saying, what would it be like if you voiced Sonic the Hedgehog? And the owner of the video, since I told him I was coming up here to see you, begged me to do this. Would you put on my Sonic wig and this glove and say I'm Sonic the Hedgehog?
I don't think I'm going to put the wig on, I'm sorry, but I will put the gloves on. The gloves are awesome. I was actually going to ask you if I could wear your gloves. I don't even know what Sonic sounds like. What does he sound like?
I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right, ready? I'll give it my best shot, ready? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog! Question? Yes.
I saw you at Setsicon and you were telling us how much you really love Star Trek. So I got you a gift.
Christine. Reminds me of a Star Trek episode. Nurse Chapel's first name is Christine. I'm trying to hold my water. love it. Thank you, Christine. You are very adorable.
Put it on tomorrow. Yes, you
I
should.
just may wear it to the panel tomorrow morning.
Yes, put it on tomorrow.
Okay, question. Anyone? Yes, sir.
You said you love the finish. What did you feel about the new one they just made?
I knew that was coming. What do I think of the new one? I hate it. Oh. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't hate it. I don't hate anything. Except Brussels sprouts. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm a purist. I am a hardcore purist of the original series. And for me, the new movie was fun. It was exciting. It was a great action-adventure movie, but it wasn't Star Trek for me. It lacked a lot of the emotional depth and connection that the original series had. And for me, there will only ever be one Captain James T. Kirk. And that's William Shatner. And so I'm, kind of a purist along those lines. Plus, everybody knows the Enterprise wasn't built on the plains of Iowa. It was built in space. Yes?
I was wondering, what made you get into voice acting?
Well, I stumbled into it quite by accident, actually. Several years ago, I was working on a video production in Houston with a friend of mine. And he said to me, hey, you've got a pretty big background in acting, don't you? And I said, well, yeah, I've done a lot of theater and some on-camera stuff. And he said, you want to go and audition for this place in town called ADV Films. They take Japanese cartoons and they dub them into English, and they need actors. Really? I was like, sweet. That sounds fun. You mean like Speed Racer and stuff? And he's like, yeah. So I went and auditioned, and I got cast in, my first role was Vega in Street Fighter 2. And then it just, the next show came up, and the next show, and the next show, and before I knew it, I had done 20 or 30 shows, and I got invited to an anime convention. I was like, wait, you're kidding? People watch this stuff? I mean, I just made it, and I never really knew what happened to it after that. And so I went to this convention, and I met people from Funimation in Dallas. And they said, hey, you should come up and do some stuff for us. I'm like, okay. And I went up there, and I did Dragon Ball Z, and Yu Yu Hakusho, and Kitty Grade, and Spiral, and Case Closed. And then the next thing you know, Funimation gets the license for Full Metal Alchemist. And then I did that, and then I met people at conventions from Los Angeles. And they're like, you should come out to Los Angeles and do some stuff. So I went out there, and I started working on recording video games like Disgaea, and Soul Calibur, and Persona 3, and then Bleach, and Naruto, and Vampire Knight, and so I give all the credit to God, because I stumbled into this. I didn't seek it out. I didn't beat the pavement. You know what I mean? I didn't pack up my life and move someplace to try to become a star. An opportunity presented itself, and I did the best I could with it. And I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to do what I do. Yes. Pirates or ninjas, huh? I hope you don't hate me for this answer, but I'm gonna say pirates. And I'll tell you why. Because they have cooler clothes. They don't just wear black, they have cool clothes. And I grew up in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
So, we got a ball team, the Pirates. So, What? Exactly. And ninjas don't have girls. So.